Hello and welcome back to my TB45 Turbo Patrol Bib. This is the following morning. Last night's episode was mainly based around cleaning and getting all the parts sorted so we can start assembling. If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it. So today's video is going to be more of an assembly video. We're going to aim to actually get the bottom end all together. We're going to get the crank in and measure up all the mains and get all that clearance sorted. We're going to put the rods and pistons together and drop them in. And then maybe even get all the timing sorted with the timing chain and the cam sprocket and the crank sprocket and all that. So if we get around to all that, that'll be wicked. But we'll see what happens, and yeah, should be a good video. So let's get into it, eh? What it really means to live life golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine. First up, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bolting all the oil squirters in whilst my old man's just going to be polishing up the crank. And yeah, we'll get that underway and set up a bit of a time lapse and whatnot, and yeah, see you guys there. Oil squirters are bolted in and torqued to 35 Newton meters. Next up, we're going to drop the main shells in whilst Dad's just polishing up the crank and making it all nice and clean, ready to go in.
There you go. I'm just basically going to just measure the oil clearance. So we'll get some plastic gauge and tighten the caps up the torque and see what clearance.
So at the moment we've placed all the plastic gauges in the end caps on the journals, and we're now torquing all the end caps to spec, which is 160 Newton meters, or roughly about 123 foot-pound. Once those are all torqued up, we'll then loosen it and check the clearances of the plastic gauge, and we'll show you guys what they are and see if they're on spec. So oil clearance spec is 0.030 to 0.087 of a mil. We've now taken all the journals back off, and if we put our plastic gauge on there, you can see I can't really see, but 0.076 is skinnier than our squished plastic gauge. Oh, if it focuses. But 5.1 is pretty much perfect, and then you go to 3.8 and that's way too big for our squished. So that's showing that our main shells are within spec. So now it's just a little bit of a time lapse of us torquing the main shells down with some assembly lube to their correct specification. Then torqued. Next up, we're going to attach the rods to the pistons. Now that all the pistons and rods are all together, all done, they're ready to be dropped in. Once we weigh them, we're just waiting on batteries for the scale, and then we can weigh them up. So time being, we're just cleaning up all the lifters and cleaning up the cam, ready for them to go in as well. So next step is weighing the pistons and the rods separately and checking the weights against each other and seeing if they all are perfect, so then we can balance the motor correctly. We'll chuck them on and we'll see what it's all like. 1653 is our first weight. I'll weigh up all the rest of them and I'll let you guys know what all the weights end up. So we had 4 pistons at 1652, and then the N2 pistons were both at 1653. So there's 1 gram difference between cylinders 1 to 4 as there is compared to cylinders 5 and 6. Now we could potentially shave a little bit off the piston, but in the end of the day it's not a race engine, so we might not have to, but we'll see what happens. So we decided in the end that we weren't going to shave them down as it wasn't going to affect it much, but here's just a little video of us dropping in the pistons. So we're talking all the rod end caps to the specified 75 foot-pound torque that is in the ARP specifications manual. We've done 5 so far, we got 1 more to go, and then that's pretty much all done for the day. We will now place the cam and crank sprockets on with the timing chain, lining up the light coloured links with the mark on the cam and the mark on the crank. That's how you know that your timing is correct. And now we're just going to torque them, torquing the cam bolt to 137 newton meters. So that's all it for this episode. We got a lot of work done. We got all the bottom end together, we got all the pistons in. We even went as far as we ended up getting all the timing done too. So we got all the front sprockets on, timing, new tensioner, new guide, all that. So that's wicked, that's all together. But yeah, that's it for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I've given you a little bit of knowledge for whether you ever want to build yourself a big old TB45 turbo or whatever motor you're building. It's all the same kind of concepts. So hopefully you're gaining a little bit of knowledge and you're enjoying my videos, and yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.